I'm Wendy Gillette with SCN Corporate Connect, and joining me today is the CEO of Immunogenics, Jack Sayaj. Thanks so much for being here. As well, the COO of the company, Matt Dickinson. So first off, your company deals with celiac disease. Tell me a little bit more about the business.
Correct. Well, Immunogenics was founded about 4 years ago. We have two products in the clinic. Our first product is a diagnostic technology that's used to monitor the intestinal health of celiac disease patients. It is based on a drug biomarker and a blood test. It's non-intrusive, and it's an alternative to a biopsy, which is a very expensive and intrusive way of monitoring the health of the intestine. We're in a clinical trial with the Mayo Clinic. This is following up a successful feasibility trial that was conducted previously that shows the efficacy for this technique. Our major development, though, is the pharmaceutical drug. It's a biologic drug. It's called Latiglutenase. It comprises two digestive enzymes that break up gluten in your stomach. So you simply take it orally with a meal, and it protects you from unintended gluten consumption, which is almost impossible to avoid in a celiac disease patient. And so this drug is in phase 2 clinical trial. It's designated as a fast-track drug by the FDA, which means it addresses a major disease for which there is no therapy. And so we're pursuing this with a lot of gusto.
Yeah, I would say so. The drug, the research, why is all of this groundbreaking in the industry?
This particular drug is probably at the head of its class. It's the only drug that has in clinic been demonstrated to show symptomatic improvement in patients and histologic protection, that is protecting your intestine. So we believe we'll be first to market with this drug, so that's what makes it groundbreaking.
And Matt, how many people are affected by this disease? It's pretty widespread, right?
Celiac disease is the most common autoimmune disease, and it afflicts about 1% of the world population. So in the United States, that's approximately 3 million people. It is diagnosed at a rate of about 20%. So that population is actually increasing about 10%, greater than 10% annually. Our target population is a group of patients that, despite a strict adherence to a gluten-free diet, continue to have symptoms, continue to be what's called seropositive, or still have the antibodies to gluten. These patients, if left untreated, could develop things such as anemia, cancers, and lymphoma. This population is about 20% of the CD population, diagnosed celiac disease population, and that's the population that we're targeting with our product.
So really affecting a lot of the population.
It does.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about the status of the trials right now.
Let's see, from a trials perspective, we have spent quite a while revamping a clinical program on our set with our clinical strategy to conduct a phase 2B study. We're looking to start that trial before the end of the year, and that trial is looking at symptoms relief in patients. And this strategy, as well as trajectory for the clinical program, has been vetted through FDA with 2 recent meetings we've had with them called Type C meetings with the FDA, conducted once last year and once this year. So FDA is buying into our clinical strategy, and we're well on our way. And again, we're looking to start that trial by the end of this year and complete that trial by the end of 2018.
That's such a process, right?
It is a huge process. We're involved in all of the preparatory work for the beginning of that trial.
Okay. And tell me a little bit more about your background.
Well, I'm a chemist and physicist from way back, and I'm still a practicing scientist. I still make my 3-point shot and love the technology part of it, but I love doing it through a business environment where the market tells you what's needed and the market drives things forward. So I'm an entrepreneur too. I've started several companies and have exited well.
Prior to starting my own company, spent about 18 years in industry working for Allergan in both research and development as well as in the commercial side. Started my own company doing clinical research trials, managing, organizing, creating, and operating clinical trials for about 12 years prior to joining ImmunogenX as the chief COO.
All right, so tell me a little bit about the company's team.
Well, we have a fantastic team. The third leg of the team is Jennifer Seely-Voixner, who's our chief scientific officer and also a co-founder of the company, and she's a world-leading expert in the protein analysis of gluten. Also an entrepreneur running an analytical lab that's partly folded into the company. And she's a diagnosed celiac disease
Oh, wow.
person too, and so that's sort of the genesis of the company. You know, it's not just a business, it's a mission for us, and so she's dedicated her business and professional career to bettering the lives of celiac disease patients, and so that's our driving force. Now, we have a lot of key personnel who are excellent in the clinical operations and regulatory. We have an individual who used to work for the gastrointestinal division of the FDA, which is who we work with, and he also was a deputy director in inflammatory, so highly regarded in the regulatory front. We just took on a person who was the deputy commissioner for the Office of Special Medical Programs, which is above everything. Everything answers into her, and so she's a great regulatory resource. Our biostatistician was formerly with the Harvard Medical School. Our strategic commercial marketing individual was last at Allergan and was responsible for developing the non-cosmetic indications for Botox, so he's Mr. Botox. So we have a great team, work with the world's leading clinicians around the world, the key opinion leaders. Most of them sit on our scientific advisory board, so it's really the dream team.
Sounds like a great group of people. So what are the next steps for all of you guys to take?
Well, we are preparing for the phase 2 trial. We've had the team in place to conduct the phase 2 trial to success and get us ready to phase 3. When we reach that point, we believe our best option is to team with a strategic partner in the pharma industry, which would give us the greatest potential for developing our product. But we've been making a lot of progress and generating a lot of visibility lately, and we've been encouraged by financial experts to consider an IPO. And so that's, we'll have to look at the time, what the timing is, the climate and the appetite for that in the marketplace, and we'll see.
What's your revenue looking like?
This is a very big revenue potential. So we are going to lead with a symptom, as Matt had explained. We're going to lead with a symptom label for a subclass of patients who suffer severely, who are persistently seropositive. And that label will lead to about $500 million in U.S. revenue. And we actually are candidates for orphan designation. And if we get that, which is a high probability, that will triple that. As we progress and go for post-approval label extensions in healing and protection, we see this possibly reaching $3 billion a year worldwide.
Okay, anything else you want to add?
Sure. You know, Immunogenics is a very vibrant company. It's got a great, excellent, and enthusiastic team, and I think everyone associated with us, even those who are sitting on the sidelines cheering us on, are very excited about our progress and our future. And we've made enormous progress over the last couple of years, knocking down hurdles. So, to be honest, the path forward looks very clear to us.
Sky's the limit.
That's it.
All right, thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
And I'm Wendy Gillette with SCN Corporate Connect.